man, Cleveland Browns, holy fuck.
Oh, my goodness. The Cleveland Browns.
Hey, what a day.
Yeah.
Shut down the internet. It was 2 firsts, right? I mean, Jabril Peppers is a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, he was.
He's playing well, too.
Evan Foxy mentioned that. Jabril Peppers was Jabril. You get it.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers was a first-round pick, another first-round pick, and then something else, right?
Yeah, and then it was a third round next year, I think.
So I'm talking – that's 2 firsts and a third. That's a pretty fucking good – if you're Odell Beckham, you got to feel like you're the I mean, you're walking into a team that literally just traded 2 first-rounders and a third for you. That's 2 franchise players. That's who you're supposed to pick up in the first round. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be a 2 franchise player and then a possible huge player for you as a third. That's how much they value you and are willing to put in to get you. You got to feel good going in there. I think him and Jarvis will keep each other humble too, and they'll compete with each other. That Jarvis Landry speech in the fucking locker room or in the team meeting room, like day 3 or something, about not fucking around. Mm-hmm. That's a huge ordeal if they're together. Odell, I don't know if he's the most competitive human being on earth. I know if you're that great, you have to be competitive and you have to work hard. But it's always nice to have a friend in there with you who pushes you to be better. You know what I mean? Like those are good people to be around.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lions want to walk with lions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's if you want to really go. So that could be good for Odell. Baker Mayfield's got the swag to handle it all.
There was a lot of talk that Odell wants more money and that he would try and pull something to restructure his deal. But I don't know. I think that says a lot if he shows up and doesn't do that, plays this season, and then thinks about it.
He's boys with Jarvis, right?
Yeah.
So if Jarvis and the Browns get along well, which I'm assuming they do.
You would think.
I'd say so.
Haven't heard anything negative.
Let's assume that if you and me are boys, real tight, college roommate tight, boys, and I have a little beef about money, I'm assuming my boy, though, is like, hey, let's go get it, though. Like, hey, at least show up and work. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that goes a long way, having, like, your best friend on a team. Like, I think it really helps out a lot, especially as adults. Now, like, if you look at it as, like, high school best friends, you're not looking at it right where there, like, could be drama or beef. But if they're, like, grown-up adult friends and really tight, this is going to be a great competition between both of them and hopefully make that team better. And Baker seems like the right guy to be driving the ship. I like the Browns. I like the Browns before this. I said they were going to win the North before this. Mm-hmm. I like them even more now. I mean, that's a dynamic player. He's only going to play like 11 games a year, right? Probably.
I think. I mean, he only played like 12 last year.
Yeah, he gets hurt here and there, basically.
But you don't need him, right? Because you still got Jarvis. You still got who's the tight end for them?
David Njoku, yeah.
No joke.
Let's hope that the Jugs machine isn't punishment to that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
And then Kareem Hunt whenever he gets back.
Yeah.
No way he comes back next year, though, right?
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt?
I bet he gets suspended like 6 games and then comes back.
I think he'll come back. They have Nick Chubb, too, even if he doesn't.
Hey, he was the first-round draft pick, too. He was picking up his own luggage at the airport, right?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
That was Hugh Jackson's team, bro.
Yeah, what do you think he's thinking right now that Dorsey's making all these moves without him?
Hugh Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh, what? They wouldn't even tell Hugh Jackson what they were doing, right? Because Dorsey thought Hugh Jackson would tell the media.
Yeah, he's leaking it.
That relationship's been fucked.
Did you hear about the petition for getting Hard Knocks back-to-back seasons for the Browns?
Are the Browns pushing it, or is everybody else pushing it?
I think everybody else, but I can only imagine how electric would be in the locker room for that.
I'll be excited to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, especially.
They have a couple of DBs that like to fight, right?
Mm-hmm. They had a rookie, I forget his name, but he was number 39 or something. He was mixing it up.
That's big for practice and training camp and shit. Having those dudes that like to fight in there with Odell and Jarvis, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You think Odell's going to throw a fist?
I think it's going to be interesting because sometimes, I don't know, it seemed as if sometimes those really good guys, like they go against each other.
The
like
corners and the wide receivers, you mean?
Yeah, like sometimes there's like, all right, when this guy's up, he goes. It's like one of those things, the best versus the best, like, and I assume that there's some sort of, I don't want to say relationship, but I assume there's some understanding between them. Like, hey, this is how this goes. Like, this doesn't happen. This happens. Like, when that guy went low or whatever he did, Jarvis Landry pissed him off.
Yeah, and he threw the ball at him.
Yeah, like that's a real thing because, like, hey, none of us want to get fucking hurt out here. So there's some rules. Like, hey, we can get better. without getting hurt here. Because there's a lot of money on the line. B, we are really trying to get better here so we can get more reps in and not get fucking hurt. So there's like a real understanding, like stay up. Like there's no beef here. This is not the way this thing goes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be excited to see how that team's handled. Freddie Kitchens, right? It's first time being a head coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.